Hello there and welcome back to the YouTube channel here for Golfshake.com. Today we are taking a look at the new Mizuno Pro S3 Irons. It's a while since we've tried and tested some Mizuno product. We've been sent quite a bit in the last few weeks, so we're going to try and get through as many videos as we can, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel if you're a Mizuno lover and want to know exactly what we think of these products. Like I say, it's been a while since I've hit any of their stuff. I love Mizuno, always looks great, feels great, and performs pretty good too. So I'm interested to try these. Now, the S3 is slightly different to some of the traditional blades that you'll associate with Mizuno. There's a little bit more forgiveness in there, if you can ever call an iron like this forgiving, but there's a little bit more in there with the technology. But the story around this from Mizuno is that it represents the pinnacle of refined craftsmanship and elite performance, embodying the heritage of Mizuno's forging expertise while catering to the demands of today's golfers. Designed for precision control, the Pro S3 combines a sleek, compact profile with an unparalleled feel, making it the ultimate choice for players who demand finesse and versatility in every single shot. Now, how do Mizuno achieve this? Well, let's look at some of the key technologies here. And one that stands out at me straight away that's slightly different to some of the other models is this triple cut sole. So what Mizuno have done here is kind of beveled off this leading edge that helps it to glide through the turf and slightly cleaner ball contact. Then you've got a hard cut trailing edge here as well that promotes effortless exit through impact for greater control, and the optimized sole geometry, so perfectly balanced to cater for the demands of precision golfers, enhancing playability across varied conditions. That's what Mizuno say, okay? I can't wait to put these to their test when we get out there on the golf course and actually hit some golf shots, actually hit them through the turf and see what these soles do. But they're very different to some that I've seen from Mizuno previously. Those of you that watch our videos on the channel regularly will know that we tried the S1, which is a slightly more kind of traditional blade looking iron compared to this, but very different sort of sole geometry and look to this compared to that S1 iron. But like I said, we've got a 5, 7 and 9 here, but are they more forgiving than that? They don't look particularly more forgiving. I think when you actually get them side by side, let's see if I can get the 7 iron from the S1 set here now as well, so that you can have a bit of a look at that in comparison. But in terms of the sole width, you can see it's ever so slightly wider, this being the S3 I've got in my right hand here. There's a bit more sole width there, and you can see there's a bit more kind of beveling off the leading and trailing edge there. So it should go through the turf slightly differently. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, as you would expect from any Mizuno product, and particularly their irons. I've hit some already on the Performance Center here and got some numbers with the 5, 7 and 9 iron that we've got to test, which we'll talk about towards the end of the video. But for now, I'm going to get outside. I'm going to try some of them out there, and I can't wait to hit this on the turf and see exactly how it goes through there. But before we do that, if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button. See loads more content from all of us here at Golfshake to help you play more and play better. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell as well, so that you'll be told exactly when our latest video hits the channel. Right, let's get outside. Following on from the chat that we had inside, I've now been able to get out onto the golf course with these Mizuno Pro S3 irons. So I'm going to play the back 9 here at Howley Hall. I'm going to use these irons for a variety of different shots out here, some tee shots, some shots into green, and tell you exactly what I think when I hit each of these. Reminder, we've got 5, 7 and 9 iron in this set, so I'll try and leave myself that yardage on as many holes as possible. Right, let's go hit them. So the first shot I'm going to hit with these S3 irons is the 5 iron on short par 4 12 here at Howley Hall. So it's there's a pond out there at about 220. So I'm just going to hit the 5 iron, stay short of that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, leave myself a 9 iron into the green. First thing I'll say is when you sit it down, the looks are beautiful, as you'd expect with a player's iron from Mizuno. Top line's very thin, very minimal offset. Love the blade length and shape around toe in it. Looks really good as well. So let's try and hit one, get it down this fairway. Lovely off the face. Still on the left-hand side there. Opened up the shot very nice. But yeah, feel off the face. Third shot, very, very good. So this is where we finish with our S3 5 iron. We've got just over 150 now to the flag, which Probably about 165 to the middle of this green, pins at the front. So I'm hoping we're within range for our 9-iron. I'm not sure whether I can get 9-iron all the way there, but we're going to hit it anyway. It's definitely not a 7. But now we've gone into a shorter club in the Pro S3. The shaping I absolutely love as well. That more rounded, it's very traditional look to me. So some of the old sort of Titleist irons that were out, I'm talking 20, 25 years ago, it's got that sort of shape to it with the more rounded toe. I really like that the top line is still quite sort of angular as well. It's not as rounded as the toe is. I quite like that. Very minimal offset again. It just looks great. Tapping on the ball looks really, really good. And it doesn't look intimidating to me, I don't think, even though it's got such a thin top line. It looks very good. Right, let's see if we can get this thing up on that green. Good as I'm going to hit it, I think. Right, the flag as well. Don't know. It's either gone in or it's pretty close. I mean, that's gone a long way. I think. I mean, we could get up there and it could be 10 yards short of the green. I don't know, but it's absolutely bang on line. Hopefully, you saw that on the camera, and I'll put the tracer on there as well. But yeah, that was pretty good. Tell you what, that has done extremely well from all the way back there. I mean, I couldn't have hit it any better. I've absolutely ripped it. But definitely a much longer shot than I was expecting to hit with that 9-iron. Say that's the thick end, 165-ish probably from where I was stood in the fairway there. No real breeze to speak of. It is a nice day. I mean, I think that's landed just short of the green and just sort of tripled up there because I can't see a pitch mark anywhere. As you can see, this green is pretty good. In fact, it's very, very good. Yeah, so you'd expect it to have left a pitch mark. I think it's just landed on the fringe and trickled forward, which has helped me massively with that shot because I was really on the limit of getting it there. But you can see, although these aren't a distance iron per se, that's still longer than a 9-iron that I would generally hit. Mine's around the 150 mark if I hit a good 9-iron. That's 160, that one. Very, very good. I've already hit my tee shot here on the 13th at Howley. It's a par 5, but fairly short one, really. And what breeze there is slightly helping. I've hit 3 wood off the tee, absolutely nailed it, and I've got now, well, I've got a 7-iron in my hand. Whether it's enough club to get there, I don't know. We've got around the 185 mark to that flag, just over the bunkers here down the left-hand side for any of you that played the course before. So we're in ideal position, really, to go for this. You can maybe just see the flag just in the right-hand trees in that little gap with the yellow flag just through there. So we've got to take on a bit of a carry over there as well. So let's see how this Mizuno Pro S3 does with a shot like this. Like I say, right on the limit again of how far I can rip this through. So let's hopefully we commit to one and hit it as good as we did on that last hole, really. Absolutely ripped it. Think I pulled it a bit, yeah. Wow, that is probably past pin high, actually. It's gone a long way, but honestly, I can't tell you how well I've hit that. I've absolutely caned it. But it has gone, it's pitched on the sort of back of the green, the back tier, and actually just spun back a little bit towards the sort of right level of the green as to where the flag is. So hopefully when we get up there, we're going to see a very, very nice shot on that left-hand side of the green, but very happy. The next hole here, 14th at Howley, 173 from the back of this tee to the middle of the green. We're obviously towards the front of the tee, and the pin is forward as well. So I reckon we've got about that 160 mark to the flag. So I'm going to hit that 9-iron again. Let's see if we can hit it as good as we did a couple of holes ago. Get it back to that flag. Oh, wow, really strong. I think it's pitched all the way there, which is a very, very good hit with a 9-iron. Certainly, say, these irons, you wouldn't think a distance at all. And I've said this 3 or 4 times already. I've hit about 6 shots outside. But the distance I'm hitting them is incredible, to be honest. They feel so good off the face as well. There's more feedback than I've got with any Mizuno iron I think that I've ever tested with these. And I guess that's the kind of, not only the way that they're poised, but also that kind of copper layer underneath as well that enhances a little bit of the feel. And it's, I just think everything about it, the way it goes to the turf as well with this beveled like front edge there, I've hit that straight off the ground, and it's a nice, I don't really take massive divots anyway, but a nice shallow little divot that I've just taken with it as well. So it feels really good through the turf, but I'm just really impressed with the ball flight. We've just missed this green on the left. It's just pitched here. I can just see where the pitch marker just ran off here to the left-hand side. But certainly, distance-wise, it's got where we wanted it to go. It's got that 160 up onto the green, left ourselves the foot. Hopefully, we can get it somewhere near and tap it in for a nice par 3. But yeah, I mean, field-wise, off the fake, very, very cool. Look-wise, very, very nice as well. There's not really many negatives I can bring you about these irons. I just think the shape's great, and they're the best feeling Mizuno iron. For me, anyway. Those of you that are traditional Mizuno players absolutely love the feel of those buttery, soft, really soft forged irons. You might not like the feel of these as much, because I do think that these feel ever so slightly firmer. There's a bit more feedback, and from what we kind of read in all the blurb that we get sent about these irons, that's feedback from tour players. They want them to feel that little bit firmer as well, and certainly these irons do. It's certainly more like the irons I'm used to using when I'm playing golf myself. And yeah, I just love them. They're really good. So now that we've hit a few shots out here on the golf course, we've also hit some inside. So let's head over and have a look at those Trackman numbers and see exactly what we found inside. So fresh from the golf course, we can have a look at the numbers that we were getting when we tried these on the Trackman slightly earlier. We can see in terms of distance, 155, nearly 156 with a 9-iron. So that's on the sort of longer end that I would hit a 9-iron. 179-ish, 180 basically is pretty much what I would expect for a good strike with a 7-iron. So we're seeing that average up there. I would say my average is probably 175, 176 with my own, so a little bit up on that. And yeah, same with 5-irons. I'd imagine average for me is about 200 yards with a 5-iron, and we're seeing about 205. So certainly backs up what we're seeing on the golf course, kind of top end of those distances. And that particularly those few 9-irons I hit on the golf course that went sort of around 160, we're seeing, the reason for that, 155, 156 carry on average with this is kind of what we'd expect with it. So yeah, no wonder we were getting quite close to our targets out there on the golf course. So very, very good. And I'd certainly love the look of this iron. When you sit it down next to some of the more kind of, I suppose, less forgiving clubs that Mizuno make, you can't really tell the difference. That the S3 is still a player's golf club. It's still one that you need to strike the ball pretty consistently to use. I absolutely loved it though. The sort of shots I hit with it, the flights, the kind of feel off the face, better than many irons that I've tested probably in the last couple of years, really. I think certainly the change in the feel from a traditional Mizuno iron, I absolutely love that as well. So it does feel that little bit firmer off the face, which, like I said earlier in the video, that's kind of my preference. I really like that. And, I wasn't expecting the distances that we got out of these. I was expecting them to probably be a little shorter than what I'm using at the moment, even though they're similar loft. Because normally when I've tried Mizuno stuff, because it's so soft, you don't quite get the kind of ball speed that you'd normally get off something a little firmer. But we're seeing that we easily get that on the shots that we've hit here today. So very, very good. Let us know what you think. Are these an iron that you're going to rush out and buy? Do you already have them? A Mizuno, are you a diehard Mizuno fan and you'll never look at anything else? Have you tried Mizuno in the past and then gone to these and you don't like the difference in the feel? Because there'll be some of you out there that are definitely in that boat, I think. For me, it would turn someone who maybe wouldn't have gone for a Mizuno iron previously into someone who would probably try one and maybe put one in the bag now, because I think the feel has improved for me a little bit more. But yeah, let us know what you think. We love to see the comments that you put in the comment section. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you all very, very soon.